$1 million, but every time you see a purple car, you have to punch the person closest to you in the mouth.
Oh, man.
What the person closest to you is Grandma, and she's not doing so well.
Sorry, Grandma, purple car.
Full punch?
Full punch.
I mean, I kind of hope like you're at a stoplight at least. You could knock on the window of the person next to you.
Hey, do you know which way to the doctor? What?
What if you just got pulled over for speeding?
Oh.
He says, here you go and drive safely. As he's handing you the ticket, you see a purple car go by.
You're going to jail.
Whammo! Right in his face.
It's also not only a person. Like, let's say you're watching a movie, there's a purple car there.
No. So it's like if I go see a movie and a purple car shows up, wham! And hit the person next to me.
I would definitely go out of my way to start a purple car parade and take one of you to it.
How dare you?
What if you got into the street and you're just punching each driver of each purple car like as they come by?
It would be a massacre.
So, $1 million, but anytime you see a purple car, you gotta punch the person closest to you. Would you take the money?
There's no way I'd do this.
I can't do it.
I'll do it. I'll take it. I'll take $1 million.
You get $1 million, but your arms are replaced by puppet arms, like Muppet cloth arms.
So for me, I like to work out. I'm going to the gym.
I imagine you see the face first, the intensity, and then you pull out and just.
When you're working out, you like can fully grab a barbell and work out, you can bench.
I just look really silly.
People wouldn't want to work with you either because you're in a normal office environment. They're all typing and you're typing like that. You're just flailing away at the keyboard.
And if it's a good email, you're really excited about it.
You could arm wrestle people and everything, and it would be like a full strength arm, but it just looks like a puppet arm.
Inevitably, you just make bets and you just like destroy them with your little felt cute arms.
Yeah.
I think you go into MMA. I think that's what you do.
Kick that puppet's ass.
Because everyone's got different fighting styles. You come in with puppet. No one sees it coming.
It's distracting. You're just circling each other in the ring, and your arms are you're like flying in the air. And the guy's like, "What the fuck is this?" Then you go in for the punch.
Yeah. Well, you're the leader of the octagon.
Say I want additional money.
$3 million, googly eyes.
Googly eyes. Fuck yes! Can you imagine? You get into really serious talks, it's like, I think we need to break up. It's not working out for me.
You should probably get checked for gonorrhea.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
You're doing it?
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Oh, you take it?
I'd take it.
Wow, you take it.
Sure, why not?
1.5 million. Give you the cash right now. It's a lot of money. But for the rest of your life,
That's a long time.
every time you hear a dog bark, you poop a little bit. Just a little bit. And it doesn't matter if it's somebody imitating a dog or if you hear a dog on TV. The single bark makes you poop. Makes you poop a little bit.
Just imagine you walking by a dog park and there's just a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
Like all of them at the same time.
That's what you're dealing with.
Could you wear a diaper?
Yeah, absolutely. I would assume that would be par for the course.
I'd do it.
$1.5 million.
$1.5
You would do it?
Yeah.
$1.5 million.
Just wear a little diaper the whole time.
I feel like at the opera or something.
Where's there gonna be a dog at the opera? You just look up in the balcony and there's a dog with a monocle. Like, oh yes, this is my favorite show.
I just love the idea of like being at the opera, you know, Pavarotti, and he's like, oh, yeah, and it's like, roof, roof, roof. When has that ever happened?
I wouldn't do it. I'm out.
What about you? Would you do it?
No, I probably wouldn't do that one.
I guess we learned a little bit about me today.
Not for $1.5 million. No.
You get $1 million, but for 1 year, you have to wear a full mascot outfit. You would be like a giant mascot bear, and you would be like a mascot chicken. You would have to carry on your normal life. Whatever job you have at the time, you're now in a suit doing that job.
I feel like I'd spend my whole year just trying to get in the background of news reports.
They're reporting in a murder, and you're just like walking in the background.
So would you be able to like get down and dirty in this costume?
You could still have sex, but you would always have to keep at least the head on. So you could just be like
At
naked,
least the
but you'd
head.
have the head on.
Being in the military, I'd have to go like country, like giant chicken at 12 o'clock.
I just love the idea of you running through the desert with a gun.
So you're trying to like breach into a house. You're like leading the pack and you got this chicken costume.
I reckon it'd be really good shock factor. There's a gun into like a hostage's head. They'd be like, right, they're here, they're here, they're here. Chicken runs in, bonks his head on the door frame. Like, Jesus!
All right, so you get $1 million, but for a whole year, you gotta go full mascot outfit. You gonna do it?
I would do it. It's only a year. Oh, you know what? If you got $1 million, give it to me now. I'll do it.
I'd do it too, yeah.
What if $1 million?
A lot of money?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
but anytime you saw someone you found attractive, you vomited just a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
What in your mouth?
Yeah, like 2 ounces.
What level? Like a 6?
If you saw someone you would fuck.
Okay. Well, that's okay. That's a lot of people. I'm gonna make myself gag here a little bit, but you're talking about the amount of vomit that you get. Is it enough for you to swallow it back down?
Yeah, you could swallow it in one swallow.
Think about every time you see someone attractive, that's what you do. You'd like look at a bar. She goes, hey, and you're like, hey. How would you like to meet someone for the first time who just vomited in their own mouth?
Like they're always like clammy and their eyes are always watering.
And their breath smells like vomit.
So I mean, there's no fixing
You
that.
never go to a bar.
And you're like on a date with your girlfriend and some hot girl walks past and just like gagging into your food and it's like,
What's wrong? I'd be like, no, it's all you. Can you imagine having to sit down with your girlfriend and she's like, look, you just don't throw up when you see me anymore.
and then you see her and you're like trying to please her, so you're like, look, I still like you.
You're trying to fake it. Could you also learn things about yourself? Like, you're like, you see somebody walking on the street and then you vomit a little bit, you're like, oh, I guess I'm
Yeah, but you don't learn separately to you see. I mean, what are you talking about?
No, yeah, I think you could learn. You could absolutely
No,
be like,
because-
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
No.
All right, $1 million, would you do it? You barf in your mouth every time you see an attractive person.
Wouldn't do it, not worth the money.
$1 million. No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
For the record, I wouldn't do it either. You wouldn't? No, there's no way I would do that.
There's no way.
$1 million, or rather quid, although
Thank you.
the husky, deep-voiced movie announcer narrates your entire life forever, and everyone can hear it, and they can even tune into it on the radio from abroad.
So, you could be in Australia listening to Gavin slowly unzipped his pants and took a shit.
Absolutely.
No, it's like way more dramatic than that. To be like, Gavin slowly unzips his pants. I think you'd go crazy, wouldn't you? You'd wake up in bed and just be like, he's awake.
Oh, wow.
No!
Technically, he would also be narrating your dreams.
Bernie was tossing and turning in bed. He couldn't sleep. Hours went by. He got up, had a wank. He hoped that would tire him out, but it didn't.
It's like present, it narrates in the present, right?
Yeah.
Not in the past. It would be, Bernie is wanking. Wanking?
Right.
Wanking.
His arm is getting sore. He switched to the other arm. It's never as good. He went back to the main arm.
£1 million, although the rest of your life is narrated by the deep-voiced movie trailer guy.
I would take it if only I could hear it. But the fact that everyone else can.
Well, that's
too.
not the scenario, Ellie.
Well then, no. Well then, no then.
I would take it if it wasn't $1 million. It was $1 billion.
Shut up, Gavin.
Yeah, would you take it?
No, wouldn't do it.
I would love that. That would be awesome.
Yes.
I would
Thank you
take it
very
in a
much.
heartbeat.
Thanks.
All right, Aaron. First time on the show. What do you got?
It's a pretty mild one. You get $1 million, but once a month for a year, you have to go out on a nice date with Hitler.
Let me be perfectly clear.
All right.
And I would say this to Hitler.
Right.
I would say, look, if we're gonna do this, I'm making all the plans. Like, why don't we go to Paris? No, we're not. We could go camping. Like, no, I'm not going camping with Hitler.
But it would be great, because after like 6 dates, he'd be like, don't you trust me? And you give him that one date to plan, and then it's just like the restaurant is just burning, and you're like, what? I did this for you.
Is it a thing too where it's like after like the third date, he's like, well, it's, you know, we've been dating a long time.
You're talking about going steady?
No, it's like, or he wants to take it to the next level.
You're watching a movie with him, and he just kind of puts his hand on your knee, and you're like,
What is the next level with Hitler for you? What is that?
No, I'm just saying, does he have expectations?
Well, like what? That you're gonna bang him, or that you're gonna invade Poland with him? What are you
I don't know. It
about?
depends. I don't know. It depends on what he wanted.
What happens to Hitler at the end of the year? He dies. He dies.
But he dies of heartbreak.
It's like the last 5 minutes of the Notebook. You and Hitler.
He was just like, I always was there for you.
Oh, that would be the worst if like you had to hold Hitler's hand in bed lovingly, and the media's there and everything, and you'd be the guy that was like spending a year with Hitler.
You
could write a book though.
Mind date.
I'm gonna say no. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't want to give Hitler the joy of my company.
I don't want to hang out with Hitler. He's such a dick.
No, I wouldn't do it either.
All right, nobody's taking $1 million to Hitler. Hitler is the Achilles heel. Good to know. Here's mine for this week. You get $1 million.
A lot of money.
Do whatever you want to with it. Spend it how you like. But for the rest of your life, anytime you sneeze, you teleport somewhere in the world. Just one random place.
Just anywhere.
Just anywhere.
You just like what if you you sneeze, you end up somewhere awesome. You know, you're in Paris and you're like, oh my god, this is great. No, you sneeze again, you wind up in like the fucking Amazon somewhere, and you're just running around like tickling your nose with leaves, trying to sneeze. It's like I need to go back home.
It could be anything. I mean, you could be like talking to a girl. And you've been working with this girl for a long time, and she's finally talking to you, and you sneeze, bam.
So not only do you ditch out, you cover her in spray as well. So she's lonely and wet. What if you sneezed your way onto a different date with a different girl? Like just a woman in Italy who's just eating on her own.
Yeah. She just go with it? She's like, screw it.
She's like, I was eating alone, but
I had no plans.
Thanks for joining me.
You could use that to your advantage. You already get $1 million, right? You invest. You get the equipment. You get a crew. You rob a bank. You get all the shit. You're like, I'm out of here. And you just leave. He's gone.
Can you sneeze on a Monday?
Then the cops show up. There's an empty vault, and they're like, "Who was it?" It's like, it must have been Gesundheit.
I would probably take that honestly because I would probably want to use it sometimes.
I would not. It's too unpredictable.
It'd be a crimp in your lifestyle.
Yeah, it would be useful sometimes, but probably very inconvenient most times.
We have Colton Dunn with us and Chris Damaris. Chris, why don't you start us off with your scenario?
$1 million.
It's a lot of money.
But for 1 year, everywhere you go, you are pushed in a baby stroller by an incredibly strong, muscular man wearing like a tiny, like muscle shower outfit.
What about, I mean, so literally everywhere I want to go. Let's say I've had a long day, I go home, I go to sleep.
He's there. He puts you in the bed and he kind of like spoons you.
So like, he sleeps with me.
Yeah. Sometimes too, whenever you're like, say you go and you're reading a book, he's just flexing and exercising right behind him. So that's how he maintains the physique. He's just like.
So when he's not needed, he's just working out close by.
Even like a regular scenario, what if you're dating your girlfriend, you're like going to bed, even if you're sleeping with your girlfriend, he's sleeping there with you?
Yeah, he can just hang out on the side and kind of hang out.
Is he awake?
Like, well, I mean, he can go to sleep. It doesn't matter. It's up to him.
So like, what if he takes you to like a sad event? Like if he takes you to like, you know, the hospital bedside of your like dying mother.
I think he would have a moment of sadness, or he might cry, and then he'd start working out.
He would share the pain and then work out.
Yeah, you go to
like singing, working out.
Yeah. I will say that there's a great benefit to this though, because you could go out, you could get so drunk all the time. You would never have trouble walking anywhere or driving a car. You could just get tanked.
It's like the police officer stops. She's like, "Have you been drinking tonight?" You're like, "Fuck you."
Fuck you, cop. Where are you gonna talk to my friends?
Yeah. Baby carriage. $1 million. But for 1 year, we gotta be wheeled around by a dude.
Oiled up.
He's oiled up and muscly.
I'm in.
For a year?
I'm in.
I would do
1
2.
year?
It's a year, I'll do it.
Okie dokie. $1 million, but everything has an airbag. If you hit anything too hard, the airbag goes off.
Oh.
Imagine sitting down in a chair slightly too hard.
You're going flying.
Get stuck in a bar fight, someone bottles you, airbag, slams your head on the bar, airbag. It's nice.
Yeah. The whole world would be your bouncy castle.
Yeah. Do you ever get it where your kid is like excited to see you?
Ryan comes in the door, he's just like, "Hi, honey."
He runs up to you full speed, like giving you a hug.
No! And his son just dives into his arms and just sets flying.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, guys?
I think I might have to pass on that.
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it.
I'm gonna give you $1 million, and for the next 5 years, any movie only stars people that you know. So your friends, your family, I think you have to know them to a reasonable level.
Even past movies, so you go to watch, you know.
You go to watch Titanic, and it's like you being sketched by Jack.
Yeah, or like if you watch like Basic Instinct, it might be Chris.
Like,
you know,
instead of a vagina, he's just balls fly out. What if you were the Terminator, Chris? I would just showed up naked and like just like throwing people across the room. Could you imagine Chris doing that?
Yeah, when he's mad.
You know what would be really funny is like a whodunit movie where like the killer in Scream or something, but it was you as the killer. So it's like there's this guy in the mask, but he's clearly in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
The whole movie they're like, "Who is it? It's you, Josh. I know it was you." And Zach's sitting there like,
I don't know who it could possibly be. everyone would survive. It would just be a movie about an attempted serial killer, just like always screwing up. Everyone gets away. It's like, you can't go up the stairs. It's against the rules. We all have agreed to stay on the first floor to make this fair.
That's the one movie where running up the stairs into the bedroom is
Just
an effective
done.
tactic. It's like,
I'd take $1 million in a heartbeat.
Watching your friends act like idiots is higher on your scale than the art of cinema.
Well, I mean, it has been for a long time now.
I would do it too.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad that it's not an option.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching this episode.
If you like this video, make sure to check out other Rooster Teeth content.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of $1 Million But.
Check out last week's and click here to subscribe.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you like this week's episode, join us next time.
Thanks for tuning in for another episode of $1 Million But. If you like this episode,